I am here. Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Spectacular. Welcome, James. How are you? Welcome, Dallas. Dallas is wearing Pavarotti. And what am I wearing today? Good question. Welcome, Dahlia. And welcome, Rudy. Excuse me. My body is making involuntary noises. And such, I see the update that I did for the app has not fixed my outrageous ratio behavior. Why is that shit happening to me, of all people? Not that it shouldn't happen to me, but you know how it is. Oh. Well, it's Saturday, friends. Of that there can be no doubt. You know? How are you? I am fantastical. And I am doing really well. It's not true. I was feeling a bit sick earlier, but I feel better now. I feel better now. It's very stormy outside. Not sure how I feel about the storm. I wish it wasn't the case. Why is this not appearing in my thingy? I want to edit the what-you-call-it. Boo! Fucking thing's being a dick! Glad you feel good enough to stream. What a blessing, Lily says. Birthday stream for Carl. Yes, Lily did not come to my room when I was feeling ill earlier. She merely sat there and said, oh. Bit of a cow, in my opinion. What a mean girl. Everyone is currently saying hello to each other. Please tell us your scent of the day. Tell us what your scent of the day is. I'm sure you are wearing a scent of the day, and that is the tie that binds us, after all. Why won't you let me change the fucking thing as you always have had in the past? I used a bottle of Mongolon EDT. What, all of it today? It's a lot of juice. You'll get bad skin if you do that. Why? Why did you do that? How strange. Ugh. Ebes is being... Not Ebes. YouTube's being a bitch. Fuck YouTube. I hope you will like the stream, friends. Feel free to like the stream. Feel free to like the stream or send a super chat, or like the stream and send a super chat. Great googly moogly. Today I am wearing Ambra. Ambra by Etro Eau de Cologne. Eau de Cologne. It is very nice. Let's say hello to Dropout and Daniel. Daniel is wearing New York Intense. Welcome Paroli and Lilith and Jeannie and Dahlia. Dropout is wearing Ultra Fresh. Oh no, spilled 5 ml while decanting. Oh dear. I am of fresh skin and spoiled of choice. No scent of the day yet, says Lily. John says we are live, and we are live, it's true. I'm not a fan of Outre Fresh. I don't think it's very good. Welcome often licked. Lily says YouTube isn't a bigger bitch than me, and she would be right. Oh! Evening, Andrej. 30 sprays. It's called often spraying, says Dahlia. Everyone is still saying hello. Andrej says, I noticed TK Maxx have some modern versions of some Etros and selling them off quite cheap. Yeah, they're still not bad. I think they did get taken over by L'Oreal in the last couple of years, so beware of that. You know. Matthew Sparrow says, hi Mitch, I just got myself a bottle of Jubilation 40, and yeah, it is marvellous in my opinion. How do you feel about it months later? I still like it. I'm waiting for it to get a little colder. I like to ease the new perfumes in my collection. Why the fuck is the picture doing that? I like to ease my perfumes into existence, you know, or into the rotation a bit. So that's better, sort of. I like to just, you know, I don't like to throw things in deep. I like to just slowly introduce them to my collection and my rotation. But I am a fan. This is not one that I've bought and thought, oh no, I must sell you for your shite. This is good stuff. Very incensey. The incense is strong. Insensane. I would like to get Fliss on one night, so we can talk about incense perfumes. I've been bothering her for a long time. Whoa. Guys and girls, please take time to comfort Dropout for his loss. Indeed. In Florence and visited Santa Maria Novella. Yes, St. Jeannie went to Florence and she visited Santa Maria Novella. Lily says, maybe it needs some lube to be eased in. You are thirsty. Please calm yourself. I think George said Très Fresh smells just like getting out of the pool. I've never smelled that Versace. Versace Eau Fraiche. Eau Très Fresh is a Hermes. Often Licked says, I am taking a break from wearing anything today. My hoodie still has some of the night on it, though. Lily says, it's like getting a new pet for the family. What, do you cover your pets in lube when you first get them? Disgusting. Welcome, Juan Herrera. Scent of the day, zoologist panda. Wow, love that, Jeannie, says Christina. I'm going to Bologna in November and we'll visit their shop there too, to buy a perfume I fell in love with in Paris. Jubilation 40 gives me more dirty leather than 25, says Often Licked, and 25 is more of a luminous incense. Matthew says, if you had to buy another Amouage, what would it be? I've only got 3 and a couple of Atars. I'd probably get Lyric Man if I was going to buy any of the other ones, like. I'd probably get Lyric Man. But to be honest, I'm not really looking to buy any other Amouage. Acqua di Regina is what Christina likes the smell of. Huh, says Paroli. Lily, you're never going to forget. Lily's been lubing up the sausage dog. No, you asshat, says Lily, slowly adjusting a new perfume into your collection. Pervert. Well, that's you. Divine says, howdy. I recently bought that Amouage too, but I got it for €210, brand new in box. I think I paid about 200 quid. Right, that's the other fresh, says John. Nino Slav says, scent of the night is a Clive Christian C. Woody leather. Do you mess with Overture Interlude, man? No. No, I'm not big on Amouage, actually. I think they're... I think they're overrated, to be perfectly honest. Cool water layered with Nautica Voyage, says Adrian Colour. Cool water laid with Nautica Voyage. Sounds wet. For 200, it's kind of a steal. To me, that's kind of where they should be price-wise. But then I'm convinced that my head is stuck in like 2015 prices, you know? That's where the prices should be. And that's what they were 10 years ago. But time has moved on and prices have gone up. And as such, excuse me, I'm going for a mission apparently. As such, the prices have changed. Clive Christian C is basically Tuscan leather. There's so many perfumes like that from like 10 to 15 years ago where every house had to have a Tuscan leather. Parfum de Marly had one. Atelier Cologne had one. Of all people, who else had one? There was another brand that had one. There's a Middle Eastern fucking clone house. Richie G's got La Yucawam. La Yucawam, right, is a Tuscan leather clone. But because Tom Ford's watered theirs down and changed it so much, La Yucawam smells more like Tuscan leather than Tuscan leather does now. It's fucking mental. Jeannie, you have to. The shop in Florence looks amazing. I've seen photos. Della says, in Pavarotti, what is in the opening that I'm experiencing? I have to get used to it. I don't know. It could be lemon verbena. Lemon. I'm itching for a new perfume. Drop some tuberoses that aren't carnal flower. Lily has an itch and it won't go away. Overture is nice. Interlude's a bit much for me, says Divine. Rich, did you ever get your nose on Dior Eau Sauvage Fraîcheur Cuir? Yes. Yes, I've smelled it. I've got a mini of it. Evening, MJ. You are wearing Serenity by Oman Luxury. Jeannie sampled the Iris and Amber from the EDP collection. Welcome, Bilbo. I'll send you some pics, Christina, and I'll let you know when I try yours, says Jeannie. I don't have the Amouage bug either. I've never had it. Didn't have it back in the day. It's not like they've been reformulated and I've turned on them. It's like, I just never cared for them in the first place, like. You know? Really weird. Really, really weird. Parfum de Marly has Godolphin. Yes, that's what the Parfum de Marly was called. Ninoslav says, well, it does, but it's way better and lasts longer than Tuscan leather. Although this is the regular version, Oud version is even better. I'll visit Santa Maria Novella Boutique in Rome, says Duchamp. Even L'Artisan Parfumier has one, says Offenlicht. Nishane has Suede Saffron. That's a bit closer to ombre leather. Tuscan leather profile has evolved into London Queer Infra Rouge, says Divine. Lily, calm down that itch. Lily needs some cream. Cream to apply to that itch. Crivelli's tuberose astral is mega. Andrej says, I see Brooke from Saint-Celier will be attending the Thrive Street event in Manchester later this month. Nuit de tuberose is nice. Pardon me. Nuit de tuberose is nice, says James. Put some lotion on the itch, yes. Apply lotion to the burn. I am a big fan of overtures, says Sangini. Lily is attacking the chat. Why am I friends with you? Is that the Bakelite? From Nuit de Bakelite. Yes, Nuit de Bakelite is a tuberose, of which I do not hate. Nishan Sweater Saffron is also great. It's pretty tame, different. And for fuck's sake, Mitch, you have Dior Eau Sauvage Queer? No, I've got a mini. I've got a little mini of it. I don't have the actual bottle. Oh. But there is a bottle for sale in... There is a bottle for sale in Germany, or there was. It's called Leather Freshness. It's the same perfume. It's just in some places it was called Leather Freshness, and in some other places it was called Frische Queer. Oh, there's a Nuit de Tuberose and a Nuit de Bakelite, is often right. Pradeep says, hello. Is that barrel aged and sandalwood infused? Oh, the Amouage. I don't know. Fucking gimmick brand now. Absolute horseradish. Hello, Franska boy. Gagam says, what happened to Ramsey? Again, Ramsey is just taking some time off. Ooh. I haven't really spoke to him for a while, to be fair. He has not been too active in the chat. Andrej says, yes, I work in central Manchester, so we'll be dropping by, hopefully. Might catch you there, looking forward to it, says St. Janie. Ooh, Dropout has sent a super sticker. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live. Thank you, Dropout. He has sent MKD 250. Wow! It says, wow. How you feel about the Quentin Biche wave of perfumes dominating the industry? They're all shit. He has barely done anything I like. The stuff that he's done that I do like is like 10 years old. It's pretty pants. That style, that thing that he's making that everybody wants, don't like it. Just don't. Nuit de Bakelite is sensational, says Pradeep. Or Bakelite. Or whatever, whichever one you want to. Dushan has sent a super sticker that says thanks. Thanks. Thank you, just making sure he is good. Yeah, he's fine. Hold your super chats, he hasn't set a goal, says Lily. That is true. Dushan says, happy birthday to Carl Anderson. Thank you for your super chat, Dushan. Haas, happy birthday to Carl Anderson. Welcome, Mitra. Scent of the night, dry down of Amouage Fate and Mitsuko Extra on the right hand, says Franska boy. Divine says Quentin Beach sucks chode. He's pretty repetitive. Rich, do you rate any Roger releases? I don't own any. I mean, most of them are just girl-ons. So just get the original girl on. You know? Just get the original girl on. A number of his other perfumes are essentially fucking high-end clones of other things that have been released and have been popular. You know? Au cours du désert. Ooh, I ordered some of our samples. I ordered the Lanaway de l'Homme. The Lanaway de l'Homme? You what? Lead Desert Marocain Noir. Rose Absolute. Vanilla Absolute. And I got the Raw Gold by Thomas de Monaco because I wanted to see how that was after people had been talking about it for ages. Thank you, Christine. She has sent me a unicorn. Thoughts on Amouage Figment Man? If I liked it, I would own it, to be honest. I think most Amouages are kind of just a bit meh. Not really bothered by them, like. Are you having fun? Yes, Mitra K is in Prague. Hopefully she is having fun. A nice time. Divine says, if you don't rate Enigma from Roger, then you're a proper hater. I've got M7. Daniel says, yep. Yep. They had an election today. Maybe return of camaraderie. Ooh, return of camaraderie. Hopefully not that close to the return of camaraderie. Hello, hello, hello. House of Darling Perfumier. How are you? There are 3 new barrel-aged Amouage. Jesus, more releases than designers. Yes, they're throwing a lot of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. House of Darling Perfumier says, a bottled Absolute is your scent of the day by Boss. That Raw Gold is horrific, says Scent Genie. Oh no. Ninoslav says, talking about Guerlain and Amouage, for some reason that Jubilation 40 reminds me a lot of a Lidge ADT, but the version in the Listerine. I guess it's Star Anise. Yeah, it could be. Figment is fun. Stefan Weinreich says, Vanilla Absolute is pretty close to the original Vanilla Flash. Do you know, they fully admitted in the blurb that the Rose Absolute and the Vanilla Absolute were just fucking, like, rehashes or, like, rebottlings of the Vanilla Flash and the Rose Flash, but they're, like, 3 times the price. It's mental. I had a nice perfume coffee in a wine bar today, says Duchamp. I hate Raw Gold too, Scent Genie, says Mitra. Franska says Figment, Animalis citrus and good old earthy mould. Exquisite. Mouldy. Welcome, Duncan. Duncan is wearing Oscar Paul Louis. Where's my Oscar Paul Louis? I think it's over there. Like the stream, says Mitra. Yes, please, like the stream. And thank you to Bob. Bob has sent $5. I appreciate it. You are very kind. Where am I? Like the stream. Did anyone try Guerlain Habit Rouge in the Listerine? How are they? The Listerines are really good, actually. The Listerines were the last sort of good formulations of those classics, to be honest. How's LDDM Noir Elixir? I'll be able to tell you soon. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Christina says join the Discord. The info shared there is found nowhere else. All Listerine are pretty good, says Dropout, and he is correct. John says there is a store here in the US called Marshall's that always stocks a Tuscan leather clone called Tuscany Leather by a brand called Milestone. It could get done for that. It's a little bit fucking close to the... It's a little... Anybody hear the ghosts? The ghosts are playing a fucking harmonica outside by the sounds of it. It's a little bit close, Tuscany Leather, isn't it? Daniel says, I own Habit Rouge, both Listerine, older and newer. They're all good. Love the ADT and the Listerine. I have 3 Listerine, but I could never find the ADP of Habit Rouge. Just did a close shave. Use Bleu de Chanel ADT as an aftershave to disinfect. Pain! Pain! Great googly moogly. I haven't done a shave like that in years, if I'm being honest. I just trim mine. Just trim my beard, use clippers. It's just way easier, like, forego the irritation. And I always have some sort of facial hair stubble type thing. You're a dangerous man, says CG Sense. Got to go. That was a hit and run. Welcome, CG Sense. Did a top 25 today. I thought, that's an hour and 10 minutes. I will watch that when I am in bed. And I will. Vince Sense says, love your channel, been watching for a while. Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. It literally does sound like some fucking ghost is playing like an outrageous harmonica out there. What is going on? I could never wear Tuscan leather. It's out of my league, personality-wise. Totally not my thing, just like I could never wear a leather jacket. I kind of get what you're saying. I do know what you mean. It's just not the type of... Like, you'll know that I don't wear Tuscan leather very often at all. I think it's a going out scent. I think it's a well-dressed scent. It's definitely somebody who dresses better than I do. If I can get away with wearing sweatpants or tracksuit pants with a t-shirt, that's what I'm gonna do, like, you know? Tuscan leather requires good standard jeans and, like, a jacket. You know, to me, I could not wear Tuscan leather with tracksuit bottoms and a t-shirt on. I just don't think I could do it, like. You're a dangerous man. It's tickled us. Heritage is also good in a Listerine bottle, says this. Yeah. I thought all of those were good. I thought all of those were, like, decent. Vetiver. The Listerine was probably the last good version of Vetiver, because I am of the belief that they actually bastardized the Vetiver ADT so that they could justify bringing out Vetiver Parfum and charging twice the price. Because if you smell them and you compare them, basically Vetiver Parfum smells like the old Vetiver ADT. It's that old Hegelian dialectic: problem, reaction, solution. They caused a problem by making their scent shit. They caused a reaction, everyone saying, rah, rabble, rabble. And then they came up with the solution, which is to charge you a lot more for paying for a parfum version. Excuse me, I am sorry for my coughing. Richard just ordered Fougère d'Argent. I'm surprised you don't like it. Really creamy vanilla Fougère that lasts on my skin. I'll be honest, I really wanted to like it, but there's an amberwood in there, and I don't know whether you can smell it or not. I almost envy people who can't pick up the amberwoods the way I can. When I smell people walk past me and I smell their perfume cologne, it's basically all I can smell off them. It's this thing, and it just it's dry, and the back of my throat's like, and my nose is like, hey, and like, my teeth are like, you know, like there's like a grinding of gears. Like my teeth are just upset, as am I. But I felt it. I just bought it and sold it. I liked Fougère Platine. I thought that was really interesting. Had that wormwood and like a hay kind of thing going on. But I found it very difficult to wear. And I let that go as well. So hello, Sandra B. What expensive brand do you consider is almost perfect and worth the money? Expensive. God, there are so many brands that are the upside down of that. There are so many brands that are the upside that there are so many brands that are expensive and not worth it. But there aren't brands that are upside down of that. There are brands that have got that the wrong way around. They're expensive, but they're not worth it. There are hardly any brands that are expensive and worth it. Hardly any. I would have told you a while ago that vintage perfume was the way to go if you were thinking along getting the most perfume, even if you had to pay more. But the prices have outstripped. The prices have outstripped like what that value curve. You know, like I forget. It's not the fuck knows. You know what I mean. The law of diminishing returns, that vintage perfumes have now moved too far. Too far. I was very fortunate to get in when I did. And there's an argument being made that was before by more than one person who said that it is in fact my fault, or at least I bear some of the responsibility for the fact that vintage perfumes aren't as good a financial proposition as they once were. And I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe. I'm not taking that as like a fucking compliment, by the way, but like maybe, you know, just maybe there's a bit of self-awareness. Maybe a bit of it. Yeah. It's not entirely my fucking thing. It's like, I'm not one of those people who can move an entire fucking market, you know. Les Indomitable, some of them are certainly worth the money, even though they're expensive. Vanille Havane, Rose de Jamal. I'll tell you what are not expensive, but are worth every single penny, and that's James Healy. James Healy fragrances are fucking great. I wish he'd do an out-and-out patchouli fragrance. Like a really deep, thick patchouli fragrance. I'll tell you what other fragrances are like cheaper at discounters, certainly, but are certainly worth the money. Etat Libre d'Orange. Towers are very well priced, the right ones. Maître Parfumeur at Gantier, they're a really good brand. Dangerous Ducks is often liked. Hello, Pat Lester. You are currently wearing Queer Ottoman, and it's fucking fantastic. I know someone who got a fake Queer Ottoman today. You've got to watch out for that. Has anyone compared Queer Ottoman and Queer X, both by Corticiato, says Often Licked? Maybe someone has. Not me. Dushan says, Mitra, how do you like Germany? Thank you for the super chat, Dushan. James Carter, hello there. Have you tried anything from Rogue Perfumery? I've been meaning to try some for some time and I'm considering buying the sample pack. That is a good way to go. Absolutely, buy the sample pack. I'm going to be honest. Rogue should be the type of brand that I love, but I don't. I'd like an older Tuscan leather. I've got one with a gold batch code on. Germany was nice, but Prague is beautiful, says Mitra. Tuscan leather is going out for dinner and drinks during the holidays, says James. What is it? Is it old enough to drink? It is old enough to drink, isn't it? It's 18 now. It's old enough to drink in the UK anyway. Came out in 2007. It's 2025 now. It is old enough to drink, so it can go out during the holidays for drinks. Tuscan leather is that going scent, says Saab. When I smelled Le D by Balenciaga, I thought, well, this is nice, but Queer Ottoman is probably just better and less pricey. Get the vintage Le D. It's fantastic. Maybe it's my inexperience, but Jubilation 25 reminded me of M7. I wouldn't necessarily say it was inexperience, that. They're not that far apart. Like, there's a lot of myrrh in both of them. So, and there's mandarin as well, I think. Something certainly mandarinish. But yes, and patchouli as well, of course. Why am I coughing like this? I didn't know you were visiting Europe. Enjoy, says Sandra. You know, especially Mitra, if you're still there, visit the Voda restaurant. CG Sense mentions Balenciaga in his video, brother. I shall enjoy that greatly. I'm not bothered with that. I can literally rock Clive Christian Rock Rose while I'm home in pajamas. And I don't own a leather jacket anymore. I've got a leather jacket. I've got it wet. It's got like a mark on it, so I need to get that seen now. Welcome, Travis Heslett. Amber Woods could never bother me in the same way Aki Gallo does, says Dahlia. These are some interesting sounds you're making, Rich. I mean, interesting is certainly one way of putting it. I feel like I'm choking. Do you smell that off every young person who walks near us? Yeah. What's up, big haircut? Sandra says, Rich, hello. I'm in the same with Amberwood. Same with me. This is all I can smell in a perfume. When it's there, it just completely blows everything else away. And they put it there, and they put it in reformulations of perfumes now to just give performance. Because that's all people want. People don't care what it smells like. It's like, I'll tell you exactly what it was like, right? When I was younger, people who sniffed coke, right, would buy shit cocaine for cheaper because all they wanted to do was put something up their nose. So they wouldn't spend the extra on better stuff. They would spend less, but on stuff that had been cut, so that they could spend more time putting shit up their nose. And that's what they're doing with this fucking Amberwood stuff. They're putting loads of this cheap shit in so that the perfume lasts longer, but all it smells of is Amberwoods. It's completely pointless. It's completely and utterly pointless. That was my hex on you, Rich. Never being able to not smell Amberwoods. Ugh. Hexacious woman. With the new wave of IFA regulations coming, and Amberwoods and Aki Gallo, is all they're going to be left. I'm pretty sure that's being done on purpose, you know. I'm not a massive conspiracy theorist, but it wouldn't surprise us if, like, basically the industry were just, like, nudging the regulator towards, you know, go on. We've got these huge molecules that are, like, really safe. You know? Rich, do you smell a Ventus or Baccarat Rouge 540 in public? Sometimes Baccarat Rouge, but it's never Baccarat Rouge, and it's always like a clone. Because you can tell, because it hasn't got the little flashes that make Baccarat Rouge. It's the same with all clones. You can always tell if you know. If for us, we can probably tell a lot of the time. But for most people, they can't because they just smell one or two things in it. I've got to dehydrate, friends. I'll be back in a minute. Please like the stream. Please like the stream. Wow, it's cold. I'm back. I'm going to use this. Hopefully my chest will improve. We do not want to be making these unusual noises. I am back. Okay, let's see what's going on, shall we? What's the chat been doing? Not much. Where are we? Oof, I have to go back quite a bit. Oh my god, where was I? Here we are. With the new wave, oh, sorry, Richie, top end of the market, it's a Royal Crown, no. Clive Christian, absolutely not. Middle of the market, no. Bottom of the market, Stefan Humbert, look at no. Crivelli, no. Arquiste, maybe. Travis Hazlitt says that note that killed me is the dingy 80s cinnamon note thing like Sybaris, Polar Wee, One Man Show, and Z14. There's something of the wet sock about Dracarna 1. I wish I knew what it was because it's in a Jacques Bogart as well. Gold Man. Is it gold? Gold edition. That's fucking rotten. I'm glad I am grabbing some good vintage stuff here and there, but I can only if I can get good prices. Prices are coming down now, to be fair. With grey market prices, excuse me, with grey market prices, Nishane, Amouage, and Mas Milano are pretty good. Mas Milano is a good brand, that's right. You got all the Balenciaga stock, says Duncan, and he is right. You can get clean suede, a Fat Electrician or Rien 100ml for around 6. Yeah, Fat Electrician and a Rien are really good for 65. Paroli doesn't like them. You're dangerous, says Lily. Huh? Did Mo get a fake queer ottoman? He did. Justice Doe says, hello, hello. Scent of the day is tobacco, Tom Ford Tobacco Oud. A good perfume. I haven't worn that very much yet. Jeez, I'm looking up how to spell Balenciaga on even. Oh, no, it's not that. Travis says, I wish Sport Tobacco Rabanne wasn't discontinued. I have a 4mm mini and all I can find are insane prices on eBay. I have a bottle. That's very nice. I don't wear it as much as I could. If you're in the UK, I would sell it. Rich, if Balenciaga brought back Pour Homme, would you purchase it? Almost certainly not. Almost certainly not. It cannot be as good. It cannot be as good. And as such, I would simply hiss at it. I would be spitting fucking feathers if they brought it back in the same bottle. I'd be like... No, I wouldn't be like Jesus in the temple. I'd get hit by lightning if I say that. I wouldn't be very happy, is what I'm saying. Lucian likes Amberwood, says Bob. Rich, is your love list on Fragrantica up to date? No. I used to try and keep Fragrantica as up to date as I could, but even... like, there's loads of stuff on there that... like, I've still got that I don't actually still have. You know? So, no. I'm going to say absolutely not. I should probably give that a look. That would be quite a good idea for a stream, going through Fragrantica and saying what saying what is true and what's not. Often like this, I have actual ambrosinide, and I showed it to someone who said, this smells nice. I was speechless. Apparently people do like it. Yeah. People are awful. Don't trust them. You said I'm swimming over there right now, says James. Please like the stream, friends. Rich knows his Coca-Cola. When I went nice, I travelled to Cannes. I went to the Etro shop. I couldn't believe the price of their handbag, says Dino. Etro is like people don't realise. People think Etro. I heard Roger Dove, in a rare piece of just being straight up wrong, say that Etro were a niche brand. They're not. They were never a niche brand. They've always been a designer. Always. They were famous for that paisley tweed type things, that paisley material. Welcome Dino, by the way. I'm listening on mute because kids and it is fun reading the chat, says Mitra. He's taking a piss, says Paroli. Speaking of cola, that new Creed out reminds me of Elysium, I think, says Bob. Rodip says, you can get the real Baccarat Crystal Rouge with real ambergris from the terroir. Pretty sure you don't get ambergris from the terroir, to be fair. Matthew says, favourite tobacco scent. It's actually this. Fadon's Tobacco Rouge. I bought that years ago. I bought this thing fucking years ago. It looks like the moon, to be fair. The fucking it's not ideal. It's not great. You know? Not great. Turkish blend Tobacco Rouge. I might wear that. I thought about wearing it today actually, but I went with the amber. Ambrosinide sounds like a type of crime. Probably is in a way. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it sounds like you've killed like some fucking people made of amber. I don't think I like Pavarotti, says Dallas. Don't try and force yourself or anything. Mitra leaving up a decker in your hotel room, says Germs. I'm raising because of loud music. Delete before he comes back, says Lily. Gotta pay like the stream is a hilarious sentence, says Travis. Germs didn't like it either. Sell it, Dallas. You'll make some money. Neither did Paroli. All of you are wrong. The opening of Pavarotti was lots of citrus, green aromatics, and lavender with some spices to me, says Oftenly. Pavarotti's voice is majestic, says Pradeep. I don't think Rudy liked it either, because he sold it. Scent of the day, the Blanc Bulgari, that tea scent. Really enjoying it, to be fair. Yeah, it is. It's really good, like. Just making sure the top notes are still intact on yours, says Offenlicht. It's official. Offenlicht is Rich's new favourite child. Oh! Pradeep, have you heard Diana? What? Damaroo? Well, I mean, it's just a nice soapy patchouli at heart, says Offenlicht. Spaced Out says, I swear zoologist got more popular because of TikTok. Possibly, yeah. Probably we're back in the win column, baby, says James. Untrue. Serge and Dior just put up their prices. I am shocked. Shocked. I look at my bottle of Eau Noir switching to 1080p. I can't believe that. The pictures he sent of that queer Ottoman look good. That's crazy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was fake, yeah. Welcome, Rocco Max. How are you? Often it says, yeah, Mo sent some pictures of 100mm queer Ottoman asking what it looked off into mine. Has everything checked out? So I'm a bit distraught here, and it's fake. It is fake. He says the glass is completely different, and the perfume smells like jasmine. A shit jasmine, nonetheless. Hello from Los Angeles. Welcome. Hello, Zambowman. Just tuning in. I have Amber by Etro, and I do like it, but got the dreaded old lady comment by two different people. I don't wear it much now. Screw those people. As long as you like the smell of it, doesn't make any difference. I like the Amber. This version here, this Eau de Cologne, this one has quite a lot of like rubbery labdanum in it, which is really good. It's got something a bit iron brew about it. If you know the taste of iron brew, it's got a little bit of that about it. How odd, bizarre even. The faking parfum d'Empire now, says James. Yes, apparently so. I still can't believe it, says Offenlicht. Like the images he sent look exactly like the Tobacco Taboo I got in terms of detail. New Creed being Udzarian, that's basically just an Outlands dupe. Yeah, they're all fucking shite. I mean, there's a school of thought that says Creed's always been a fucking clone house, you know? Kind of like what Zerjoff is, just and Roger, to be fair, just an expensive clone house. Creed were the originals. Best tea frag, Rich? Maybe tea for two, maybe 5 o'clock au gingembre. Maybe Gucci pour on 2. I don't know. There was a really, really, really good one from that line that Joe Malone did, and I can't remember which one it was now. Fuckers wanted serious money for them. I just double checked the label and it looks exactly the same. Maybe they sent them one that was different. Welcome, J Smooth. No Vinay Havan. Outrageous. What was a tea scent? Hi, J Smooth. The sprayer looks the exact same too. Replacing the juice in a real bottle is the current duping shtick. Where are the pictures? Welcome, Laura G. How is Laura G? It's crazy. At least they are on cheap discount. There's no need to buy second hand. Where you get that queer canard, says Bob. Had it longer than my Eau Noir. Yes. Had that queer canard a long time. Before the pandemic. Scent of the day, Santal Noble, says Jonathan. New Wave says, what do you think of philosophers? What do you think of Philosopher's Walk? Come on, open your heart. I will not tell you. Emptied my Eta Libre Dranche Discovery scent into a box. Pulled out Remarkable People. Your thoughts on it? I have a playlist with my thoughts on every single one that was in my sample set, and I'll be honest with you, I cannot remember what half of them smell like. I would have to go back and cross-reference against those videos, to be honest. J Smooth is wearing vintage Shaggy. Apart from Dempia, Amber Candle is delicious, says Pradeep. Is it yummy? Let's get a conversation started. Love a good rock rose note. It is so contained within itself. Like labdanum. I don't like it when labdanum is the star of the show. I like it when it's a supporting note. Are you going to review Philosopher's Walk? No. Scent of the Night, Portrait of a Lady, says Rocco Max. Nice. J Smooth killing the game. Broly, did you ever end up getting Eau de Gloire clone? Vincent says, you ever shown your face on camera? Yes. Masso says, evening, that Amouage bottle could be from Game of Thrones, House Martell. I like it. What's up, Jonathan? How's it going? Cecile Zerotin keeps doing the same licorice vanilla. Of course she does. She's been making a fucking fortune. Why would she stop? Some of the good ones are always sold out at my local discounters. Nothing beats a good honey accord. It's true. James, did it remind you of roach spray? Ooh. A cockroach. Scent of the day, vintage bowling green, says Travis. Welcome, Dean. Hi, Mitch. Been a fan for 2 years. Have you tried At the Barbershop by Maison Margiela? I've got 3 bottles of it. Yes. It's okay. Rich loves that fade on. He does. He does love that fade on, and it will be a bad day when that runs out, I can tell you. Laura G is good. I had a big nap today. I am jealous. I tried to have a nap today, and then it got to 7 o'clock, and I had failed, and I thought, not doing what I did last night and having a nap at 7 o'clock, because then I won't be able to get to sleep. Well, that was foolish. But I'm okay. I felt a little sick earlier. I feel okay now, but still not great. Okay, I thought I was freaking out, says Dallas. Jonathan is looking forward to Philosopher's Walk. Franz Capois says, I have access to newer Tabac Rouge for really cheap. I'm curious to see how the earlier version was. You have. It's quite sour. The tobacco note in it is actually really sour. Which one do you think is full bottle worthy between these two? Neither, Matthew. Matcha Premier is a bad brand. Falcon Leather, definitely not. Encens Suave is the best one to do, but you can find 10 incense perfumes that are better than Encens Suave. More. Basically, any incense perfume is better than Encens Suave. But I'm not giving them people my money. Like, just no. Falcon Leather is one of the most overrated, overexposed, and it's funny nobody talks about it anymore. The fucker was sending the bottles out. He was sending bottles out left, right, and center, right? To the point where it was completely saturated and everyone was talking about it. But it was and remains a terrible perfume. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Absolutely woeful. I couldn't stand it. Happy birthday to Carl Anderson. Yes, happy birthday, Carl Anderson. Where are you? Why aren't you spending your birthday eve with us? Attaquer Le Soleil Marquis de Sade by Eldo is supposedly just rock rose. Yeah, I've heard that. Miles Sense, how are you? Come on, just buy tobacco vanille when it runs out. It's much better, brother. No. I like the sourness. I like the sourness of I like the sourness of the tobacco in the Tobacco Rouge. I might get a hold of Fade On and say, yeah, sell me an old bottle. I know you've got them. You aren't the type of brand to fucking sell out. Fade On, PGD, Sol, Rue Pierre Boulanger, Clermont, France. Best if you use during the 36 months following the opening. Dermatologically tested. That's cute. The 36 months since you fucking opened it, is it? Bless you. I want another bottle like that. They changed the bottles. Come on, just buy tobacco and I will not. Best boozy fougere, is it? Boozy fougere. Christ, is there such a thing? I don't know that there is. If anyone else can think of one, let me know. Oh God, what is going on? Jay Smooth says, I went out with my mom to hunt for some yard sales. When I got into the car, she told me, what are you wearing? You stink. Mine poor Shuggy. Oh no. Is yours the green one? How vintage is yours? Because I've got a green version bottle, which is the original, and it smells crazy. No danger naps are a bad idea, says Laura G. Yes. I felt a bit off all week, but I think it's the fault of my flu jab. Yes, it will be. Flu jabs definitely do that. Dushan, thank you for the super chat. It says Mitra Nazdravi. Nazdravi says Nezdravi, says Miles. Oh my God, I just jumped in, says Carl Anderson. Do we believe that? How dare she speak ill of Shirgi? Yes, you might have to divorce the mother. Sue her for emotional damage. What did you do for your birthday, Carl? Did you have a nice birthday, Carl? Happy birthday, Carl. Mitra is here in Czech. In my country, says Miles. She is. I'm still not feeding these cafe tobacco. No, it's got amberwood in it. It's bloody awful. It's not bloody awful, to be fair. It just has amberwood in it and it fucking spoils it. Laura G says, if you ever bring out merch, you need an excuse me whilst I hydrate t-shirt. You can get YouTube to make merch up for you. You know? And just turn it on and basically say, what do you want on it? It doesn't actually cost you anything. It's just Google gets like half the money for it. Ciao Mitra, did you enjoy Prague? A good and quiet place. A nice table lamp. A cosy sweater. Of course, he's from Sweden. And a necklace, says Carl. It started to rain here, says Miles. Christian Torres says, have you tried any of the Amouage Essences collection? Yes, and I didn't like them. I don't like them. I don't think they're very good. I think Amouage, I've never been a big Amouage fan. But those essences really are very derivative, very boring. They smell very samey as everything else on the market. And they're charging a fucking shit ton of money for the privilege. I really want to dive into the House of Amouage. Can you suggest which ones to check out? Some other people will be able to help you better than I will, as for reasons I've just said, but I like Jubilation 25 and Jubilation 40. I like Dear Man. That's about it, really. Normally I don't drink in the summer when you're out of light. When you bike a long road, a beer is absolutely good for refreshment. Jay Smooth says, not the green bottle, I'm thinking it's the second formulation with the white label. Yes, I know the one, I've got it right here. Let me put my tobacco. You went that way. No. Chagua. Chagua. You are praising the Jubilation 40 or selling it? I am praising it. I've been talking about it. I shall put it back. Badly behaved. Oof. Ooh. Why? Get back. Behave. Back in your cave. Okay. Dushan says, Carl, best wishes to you and your family. Thank you for the super chat, Dushan. Got to stop putting off picking up Jubilation 40. Miles says, Rich, you know what I bought? Millesime Shalimar Jasmine and Shalimar L'Essence. I really love them both. I didn't like Shalimar. Never liked Shalimar. Again, another perfume I should like, but don't. Laura G says, I am going to go and have a bath and bother Baymax and Lion-O. Have a nice bath. I will bother you when I have finished this stream to bother Baymax and Lion-O. Jonathan picked up a vintage Shalimar limited edition from 2009. How do you feel about Crivelli Oud Maracuya and LV Ombre Nomad? Don't like either of those either. Maison Crivelli, I liked the patchouli and then found it extremely difficult to wear because it gets a little bit sickly on me. And then what was the other one? Ombre Nomad. I like Nuit de Feu to a point. I like Nuit de Feu to a point. But I wouldn't buy it. Nice to meet all. Oh, sorry, I've read that. Epic Man is epic, man. That needs a comma, Jared. Mal says, love all the Shalimars, EDP, EDT, Millesimes, and the new one as well. Sometimes it's better than overpriced L'Art de la Matière. Yes. Yeah, those ones are really quite outrageously overpriced. Has Amouage overtaken Creed in terms of popularity? I don't know that Amouage has an Aventus. There is a cohort of people, men, who will always buy Aventus regardless, you know, and they will always sell Aventus because of that, you know. Some people will wear Aventus forever now, and they'll be able to just build a business. Like Lamal, Jean-Paul Gaultier. What's Jean-Paul Gaultier done since Lamal? Fuck all. I actually think Cocorico is a better scent, but it smells like Lidge. And the bottle's brilliant as well. The bottle's genius. But they've never come out of the shadow. I don't know that Creed will ever emerge from the shadow of Aventus now. But I don't think Amouage has a fragrance like that. Amouage has a broader base, though, you know. Amouage has a wider diaspora of scents, so they're not entirely reliant on one fragrance. And I think, well, would I rather be in that position? Maybe. That's Amber Sultan, one of the great fragrances ever made. John, do you have a parfum de toilette of Shalimar, says Duchamp? Oh, I missed the chance to jump out of a cake for Carl, says Lily. If you did, he should spray you with bear spray and call the police. I just got mezcal from indie house Maison Solace, says House of Darling Parfumier. Their fragrances are centered around agave and tequila. It's a damn good boozy green fragrance that dives into charred wood. Why did I put an H in that? Jesus. Charred wood. Charred wood? Charred what? Well, what? Stop that. Lily, you had one job. Mike V. Mike V, welcome. Mike V is wearing a Laboratorio Olfactivo Neurotic. I ate you up, Lily. You were not fast enough. I finally got to try the whole Desert Gems line at the Frederick Mall boutique, and I absolutely need the moon and hope, says Christian Torres. So I only have one of those, and it is this. It's the shite. It's the shite, friends. It's the shite. And I really like it. It's my oud fragrance. I don't like oud. I don't like Western ouds. I don't like ouds. I don't like anything, really. But I like that. I only wear it a few times a year. And when I do, I actually really enjoy it. But this will be my oud forever. You know, this perfume, I imagine, will last me for... I mean, I've had this for a couple of years, and I've used like a mil or two, you know. It's not entirely full. It's not far off, but I actually really like that. And since it has the stinky oud in it, it should last for a long while. I'm just going to pick something up. People are talking about perfumes, indie perfumes. I have an indie perfume here. I want to smell, have a little stench with you people, see what you think. I was approached by someone. In fact, I'll get to the bottom of the comments. Okay, please do not smash up your bottle, says Laura G. I will try. I know, Rich, you weren't a fan of Shalimar. You say it out loud. It's your full right not to, says Miles. Christian says, I don't understand the hate Hope gets. It's a way better, smooth and wearable Promise. Promise is so harsh. Jared says, what does Jules smell like? Vintage Jules is creamy and green and smooth, and it's got that carnation, a little bit spicy thing, oak moss. The modern Jules smells like an alcoholic, abusive father's breath. Creed had to bring Cecile in from Amouage, says Pradeep. Jonathan says, sometimes people only have one hit in them, and to be fair, the hit is more than most can claim. Yes. Santal33 says, Santa's 33, Aventus and Baccarat Rouge 540 are releases that are bigger than the brands which released them. That's a very good point. Often like says, Carl, wishing you a proper happy birthday on the day of it. Happy birthday. Jonathan, I saved your videos in my phone, says Duchamp. Bigger impact on the fragrance industry, Aventus or Baccarat Rouge? So on the fragrance industry, Aventus. On perfumery, Baccarat Rouge. Floral Note says, that's what I want, to create only one perfume to rule them all and provide my lifestyle. Ye's the venerable knight says, often like, for the moment I will just keep going to the shops to spray it whenever I want it. 21% Indian oud in the formula that has, according to Ropion. No wonder it stinks. Special Lab makes excellent PT, says Bob. I tried Promise again recently, and I like the first 3 hours where it has some nice boozy apple, rose, and leather. Then it goes incredibly metallic and dry on me. It's like caustic. It's like lye. You know, quick lye that they put on fucking dead bodies when they bury them in mass graves. It's what I get from it. Caustic, burning fucking white powder. Extremely base. I like Promise, but it's a once-in-a-while type of fragrance. Says Paroli. Vintage Joe's Grandpa Breath Leather. Yes, I like all four, says Jonathan. Okay. I am at the end of the commenters. Let's go and talk about this. So, I was accosted. I wasn't accosted. I was contacted by someone called Noah Russell, who emailed me and said, Richard, as a perfume connoisseur, I would like you to try a perfume I made with a brand called Lost Tribe. And the perfume I made is called Park Florals. I would like you to smell... I would like you to, like, fucking... I'd like to send you a fucking bottle. I was like, no. As I would to anyone. I was like, but since you made it, and I don't know, I just said, fuck it. I was like, I'll fucking I'll buy a sample, right? I was like, I don't know how they'll get it to us because fucking tariffs and all that mad shit. But I went on the website, right? I went on the fucking website, right? And the samples were fucking 16 quid and the shipping was 20 odd. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm not paying. I'm just not getting involved in that shit. No. No. And he was like, well, send me the money and I'll get the fucking bloke to send it to me, to you, sort of thing. And I said, I'll pay for the sample, but I'm not paying for fucking shipping. And I was like, right. Anyway, I paid 16 quid and I got this. That is not a sample. That is not a sample. As you can see, that's a 15 mil. The 15 mils are 160 odd quid. They're 160 odd quid. That's not a sample. That's not what I paid for. So what do I do? They're samples. What shall I do? Shall I just not? Should I just not? Because that's kind of where I'm at. I don't want to risk it. So I didn't get sent a sample. I got sent a bottle. So I can't, and I won't. I like Promise, but it's once in a while type of fragrance. Vintage Jules is a Grandpa Breath Leather. I did get samples of something called Lola's Lemonana and Atlantis. Does anybody know anything about Lost Tribe? I traded my Jules to Duncan. Not a fan, says Jonathan. It's got a lot of galbanum in it. Now, why would I spray that, Dushonic? James is anywhere near the target. Finally, I can talk again, says Dahlia. Here we go. Beautiful samples you got there, says Pradeep. Dean says, any other good incense fragrance recommendations? I've got Rien Intense Incense by Eta Libre d'Orange, and that's my favourite one at the moment. Whew. That's brilliant. That's Incense by Comme des Garçons. That is Incense Kyoto by Comme des Garçons. Where is... Oh! Disaster. A ghost? Oh! I'm being haunted. Fuck's sake. It's these lost tribes. Just lost. I've been haunted. Voodoo has been done on me by a lost tribe. Fucking hell. Alright, where am I? This is Encens Flamboyant by Annick Goutal. Oh, what else is good incense perfume, friends? Help him out. I'm not a massive incense fan, to be honest. I like resinous stuff, but incense to me often goes a bit caustic. L'Orphelon's a good incense, is it not? Dahlia, who silenced you? I was trying to get rich to the bottom of the comments. All right. Amouage Reflection is their Aventus, in my opinion. The easiest to wear for a lot of people, but I feel like now they are trying to have a bestseller by using Biche like they did, basically with guidance and purpose. The irony is, of course, is that Amouage doesn't have any guidance or purpose at the minute. House of Darling perfumer says, I just roasted this dude. His attitude turns me way off. Live streams at the gym, spraying and selling fragrance as a joke. Yeesh. Who, Noah Russell or the Lost Tribesman? I don't know who the Lost Tribesman is. I don't know who Noah Russell is, if I'm being honest. I think I will just give private feedback. I need to spray it and smell it and stuff like that. But since it's not a sample, like I've contributed towards it, but I've only paid 10% what it costs. Didn't try Passage d'Enfer, Comme des Garçons Kyoto, and Comme des Garçons 2 Man. No, try Avignon. Often licked. That's like $50 for a sample. Fuck right off. Yes. Incense Rose by Tower. This is a fucking stupid. Incense Extreme is a little extreme for me. It's also a little incensey for me, but it's too much. Incense Rose by Tower is a really good incense perfume. Maybe my favorite. Yeah, that's really, yeah, I like that, don't you? Yeah, it's really good, that, actually. What's your favourite green, stemmy, earthy fragrance, Rich? You've asked for 3 different things there. Travis, if you want something green and stemmy, get Nuit de Bakelite. It's a tuberose, and it's salty, and it's green. Earthy is more of a patchouli sort of fragrance. The thing is, when people ask you these sorts of things, what they're saying is distill years of discovery and trying and like pain, joy, heartache, in like everything into whichever one you've arrived at and try to call your fit. Because the problem is, I'm not knocking you here. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I've got Balenciaga Pour Homme, which is kind of out in front, with a couple behind that are like my favorite fragrances, and then everything else kind of exists as part of the whole. Like when me and Eugene did that Top Leathers thing, like I caveated that with like, seriously, tomorrow this could be a different, like things could be in a different order, you know? In quite a few of the positions, there could be a different perfume in there, you know? So it's kind of like a moment in time. It's difficult to say as far as something green. I mean, I don't own the Wheat Tobacco Light, but it sounds like something that you might like, but you've got to like tuberose. 3 bottle but great. Well, quite. The first time is the hardest. Is that what your ma says? Does it smell better if the sample is bigger? Well, there are some people. I'm lost. What's the dilemma? So, as you know, I won't take 3 bottles, right? And this guy got in touch with us and he was like, Rich, I've made a perfume. Made it for a brand called The Lost Tribe. My name's Noah Russell. I would like you to smell it. I'd like you to fucking, can I get your address and stuff and I'll send you a bottle. And I was like, no. Because I don't do that. I said, what I will do is I will buy a sample. And I went to the website and I put a sample in the basket. 16 quid was the sample. That is a sample. All right. That is a sample. That's 2 mils. All right. Not that it's full or anything, but not to worry. And it was 16 quid. And I was like, I'm not paying 24 quid to have a 2 mil sample shipped to us, because it was 16 quid for the sample plus 24 quid shipping. I went back to the guy and I was like, sorry, no. And I thought that would be a good way to leave it. He said, send us the money for the sample. I'll get you to send them it shipping gratis. Now, if I were you, I would be asking for free shipping every time I bought something, which is something I do. And I have no problem receiving free shipping, by the way. But not free products. Because, again, I would advise you, if you're spending money on things and they're trying to charge you for shipping, I know it costs them a lot of money. There's no harm in asking. Anyway, I sent them the 16 quid for the sample, expecting to get a sample through the fucking post. I got these 2 samples. These 2 samples arrived free. It's fine. You get samples with stuff you buy all the time. But then the guy who contacted his perfume, I got this. This is 15 mil, right? This is 15 mils. That is their smaller sized bottles. Their big sized bottles are 30 mils, right? Fuck off. The big size bottles are 30 mils. So that's the small size bottles. And I am not going to smell and talk about this on videos because it's essentially a free bottle for review. And that is what I think. So no, I'm going to risk it. Small 250ml Rue sample. Rich sold out. What the fuck? Time to dislike all his videos and unsubscribe. He's being disrespectful. He should have respected your wishes. I'm going to be honest with you. That is kind of where I'm at. It could have been a lack of communication or just crossed wires or fucking something like that, which is fine. I can deal with that, right? But the problem I've got is that maybe it wasn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smell it when I'm by myself, and I'm going to get back in touch with him and say, this is what I think of it. I'm not going to talk about it on stream. I'm not going to talk about it in a video, because that is a bottle. It's 15 mils. It's 160 quid. Dean, try Relique d'Amour. Yes. Try Laus as well. Lavs by Filippo Sorcinelli. Any Filippo Sorcinelli, really. I'm confused, says Jared. Well, I mean, you know, I didn't like to say, but you are a bit. Will you send it back? I can't. It's got to go back to America. It's where it's come from. I could send it to Noah. I'll probably just give it away. I'll probably just give it to someone. I could send it back to the guy who's fucking Noah Russell. It's such a trippy fucking, like, it's such a trippy font. The font makes us feel as though, like, you know, it's in psychedelica. Fuck it, I say, says Carl. Yeah, I know, but that's you. Congratulations, you are part of the brigade now, whether you like it or not. Well, do you know what it is? All joking aside, right? All joking aside, right? That's a little bit how I feel I've been put upon. Persiles would know what to do. Ask for advice. I feel like you'd be honest about it anyways, but if it goes against your ethos, that's fair. Rich Bottle Brigade, yeah? I do not. I've only heard the association with Noah. So is Noah the one you were given, the one that you were given hell to? Or is it the guy who fucking... Is Noah Russell the guy who you've been given hell to? Or was it the Lost Tribesman? House of Darling? Lost Tribe is an artisanal house that does a lot of stuff with DM musk, ambergris, and natural oud in a chic refugié style, if I remember correctly. When is Renault sending you Amouage samples? I'll fire them back at him. No, says Rocco. Which one will you be picking? When will you stop picking your bottles, by the way? I like to live dangerously. Incense Kyoto is fantastic. It reminds me of La Labo Gaiac 10 somewhat. Beautiful stuff. I think you'll find that the other way around. The creator's just taken out the tower, says Andrich. One of these days, the bottles are going to hit one another. Just the right angle and force, we're going to see a flood. I knew you were going to say that, James, you shithouse. Thank you for the super chat, Dushan. Zagorska's best. Everything on the site is sold out. Proddy was deleting his messages. Noah's the one who fucking streams from the gym. Lost Tribe is IFRA compliant. That's another thing. Are they? Says Buzzok. Rich one day. I'm not a massive fragrance and scent fan. Yeah. Yeah, one day, yeah. Yeah, that day is coming. Copal Azure. Copal Azure by Aries de Venustus is good, says Sandra. Jonathan says frankincense by Perfumer H is wonderful. If a compliant only applies if the fragrance is made in the EU, if it's sold in the EU. Welcome, okay, cool. Then decrease your criticism by 90%. Quite. It's that house that uses real oak moss fragrance, Mousse Illumine. Chypre Mousse Illumine. Every time you do that to your bottles, it sounds like an alcoholic taking out the recycling. Did you already say incense rose? Ah, yes, you did. Just get Bell Respiro, bro, not tough, shite. Synthetic Garden, yes. Do Channel Love It with the incense in mon numero 10 more. Synthetic Garden sounds way cooler than Jungle on Nature. And Stemmy and Ambery. No, Bob, no. But Shaggy's not green. Or Stemmy. Neon Garden. You're in the arena, like it or not. No, I'm not. Here's the deal. I will pay the same sample price. You cover shipment and send it to me. Says House of Dollar. You know, I can't send it to America. Nothing is allowed to leave the UK if you're in the UK. You've been given hell to Noah. Okay. See, I don't know who that bloke is. I have literally no idea who that is. I thought it was Noah from the Discord, but it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. It's not. Filippo Socinelli's work is mediocre at best, in my opinion, says Bozok. Which ones do you like? I like Laos. I like Laos a lot. I like Laos. Honestly, you shouldn't review it now. Bad publicity is still publicity. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm aware of all of these things to take into account. I'm unimpressed that the centre's something I didn't ask for. So I will give it away. Oh dear, Noah and his wife Jamie do lives on TikTok all the time. Ah, it is Noah. Are we sure it's the same Noah? I think that is Noah. Mr. and Mrs. Sniff Noah, says often licked. Yeah, I know Noah. Noah comes in the chat. Noah's on my Discord. Noah's like I know Noah. I know Noah? Yeah, I know Noah. I didn't know that was him. But I can now not review that. But this one was in England. This one was in England, mate. Noah Russell, yeah. My first perfume called Park Floral. I'm pretty sure this is a different person. Because no one have emailed us. Noah would have just contacted us on the Discord, surely. Oh, House of Darling perfume, yeah. Oh no. Welcome. Welcome, Black Monday. How are you? Good day, mate. Thoughts on Chorus Ode to Sport 1986? Sold all of mine. Still got a bottle of Parfums Court to sell to someone. Actually, bizarre, it didn't sell. I had a couple of inquiries, but no one willing to purchase, so... Oh shit, maybe I am wrong, says House of Darling. Yeah, Noah's last name is Drucker. I couldn't remember what his last name was. Who is our Noah? So right, it's not the same Noah. Yeah. Dramatic stream. Check this font, Pradeep, says Dahlia. Oh shit, maybe I am wrong. I'll roast them both. Yeah, I don't know who Noah Russell is, to be honest. The same thought did cross my mind, though. But then I've literally just remembered that this Noah was in the UK. Because when I sent him... When I sent him money, it went in pounds. So, yeah, unfortunately, Noah Russell. Yeah, I know Noah does... Noah Drucker does TikTok. He's done a couple of things on YouTube, but as I was talking about on my last stream, YouTube's like, it's, I don't want to say it's a dying platform, but it's certainly not dominant like it was 10 years ago, 8 years ago, even 5 years ago. Jonathan, I've been wearing Monsieur Couture for 3 days straight. I love this whole dry leather. How's the samples? Any good? The samples? Not the bottle sample. Oh, the samples. I don't know. I haven't tried them. Lola's Lemonana and Atlantis. I'll say something, though. The artisanal perfume is absolutely surging. Absolutely surging, you know, and not surgically toning, it's surging. It's a big thing at the minute. Homemade, indie, small brands, you know, like the days of designer perfumes dead. Like designer perfumes just dead. Niche perfumers eating designer perfumes lunch. And they're charging 3 times the price for fucking the product, which is, in a lot of cases, exactly the same quality. Let me just do some... Artist formerly known as Karen, thank you. Equal opportunity hater here, thanks for setting me straight. Well, I nearly went along with it there, didn't I? Dear me. Shit stirrer while I roasted Discord Noah the other day for streaming at the gym and selling perfumes. Matthew Sparrow says, which tower do you consider amazing to get as my first ever bottle? I want something bold and powerful. I am not going to tell you to blind buy. Sample them. Sample. Try L'air de Desert Marocain. Try Au Cours du Desert. Lone Star Memories. Lone Star Memories is both bold and powerful. Incense Extreme. That is bold and powerful. L'air de Desert Marocain. Sensational perfume. And Au Cours du Desert. Christ, I fucked up the picture. His perfume is... You better put up another bottle double quick to get you out of this hole. Says Bob. Love it. I haven't worn it in a while, but it's real nice. Did everyone like the stream, says Dallas? The thing with indie stuff is that some brands do offer extremely high quality materials where the prices for the order is a lot higher than what large brands spend. Perfume lack refinement. Well, that's the point. There's no point. It's like it's exactly it's the pinnacle of the phrase all the gear and no idea. These indie brands get the fucking best of ingredients in tiny little batches, incredible orris butter, fucking amazing oud, or fucking like amazing fucking sandalwood, fucking vanilla extracts, and fucking myrrh and patchouli, and all these amazing fucking things, and they fucking get the materials to cover up for the fact that they don't know what they're doing. Rich, do you have some favorite 2025 releases? Well, not likely. Immortelle Soleil was actually quite a good perfume. Just not something I'm willing to risk buying to wear when it could possibly turn to curry on my skin. It's Galen. Tuned in right in time for the heavy breathing. You'll be enjoying that, will you? I do appreciate the perspectives indie perfumery offers. They've often got good ideas as well. Lone Star Memories is the best and very bold, says Often Licked. Okay, I'm off to struggle with video technology. Wish me luck. Jonathan finally got his video out the other day. Thank God. We've been waiting for that one for a while. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Dushan, for the super chat. Andy Tower is pure indie power. Like the stream for Rich and his team. Often Licked says, you know how a good chef can make amazing food with cheap ingredients, but a bad chef can fuck up $1,000 steak and caviar? Exactly. It's exactly what it is. Darling Perfumer says, India have recently been loving Nose of Gatsby, Pink Mahogany, Thin Wild Mercury, Dragon Perfumes, Maison Solis, Arshan Persia, Cult of Kaori, PK Perfumes, Darren Allen, Static Olfactive, and Elysian. Lily says they want the quality of the materials to cover the cost of the business with entry-level blends. Dallas says, is Les Indomptables indie? No. Because they're not indie because I say they're niche because they're all highly qualified. Indie, to me, speaks of self-funded person in room by themselves or or with little to no training, making perfumes that they want to make. Those are more artisan than indie. Antoine Lai is a G, says Often Licked. So what's the difference between Les Indomptables and Amouage? Size, scale. Indie in the sense of independent. Atelier Foncé de Matière is their own brand. They have no shareholders. They are not indie. They have perfumers, but stuff like Lost Tribe is artisanal, like Pradeep said. L'Oreal has a stake in Amouage. Amouage is niche. Amouage is a niche perfume brand. I think indie just means independent, but artisanal means small batch and home perfumery. That doesn't involve formal training. I think you've got to be careful about fucking, cutting things too fine and coming up with a million different categories with a million different meanings, and there being a gnat's fart between fucking one to the other, You've got to try and keep the categories quite encompassing. You can make it more complicated, but really what you want to do is you want to try and make it more simple. Designer is a house where they make clothes and they make perfume. Niche is a house where they just make perfume. Indie and artisanal for me are two cheeks of the same arse. Like, they're very similar. They're much more. So Girl On is niche. Girl On exists out. No, Girl On. The problem with Girl On is that they make makeup as well. So it's like, but I would say they are probably niche if you had to put them in. But really, there's a strong argument to be made that you could put Girl On in a category all of its own. Because the thing is now is that Girl On don't make so much niche, like what used to be laughingly termed niche quality. Niche quality has become a race to the bottom. Niche quality isn't. Niche quality isn't quality anymore. It's at the designer level. It's just the price is niche. It's niche level pricing. That's kind of what separates them now. The only quality that is higher is the prices. Is Les Abstrait indie? That's a difficult one as well. Is it indie? No. It's niche. But it's small niche. Darling Perfumer says, I just got a 19 sample discovery from Meo Fushimi. Never heard of the house before, but like the names. Anyone ever tried? But yeah, none of those terms say much about the actual quality of the perfume. Yeah, none of it transfers to quality. The only thing that can denote quality is how good you think it smells. And we can fight tooth and nail with maybe the eternal battle, like, you know what I mean? Jesus. It could be here forever, but that's a fun one to have, you know what I mean? The whole thing about marketing and all of that sort of thing is just painful. Hello, Fragrance Collector Vintage. Chanel has a richer perfume history than any niche brand. With the exception of Girl On. Surge exists outside of time and space. Mr. JMT, how you doing? Are you all right, mate? Thank you for coming. I appreciate it greatly. Does Axe Links have a stake in Parfum de Marly? It depends who owns Axe or Links. Niche can be cheap. You mean luxury frags to deep into the rabbit hole? This is the problem. You can make it more difficult. I would rather make it easier. This semantic discussion is never going to end after all. Exactly, it's semantics. As long as you can kind of communicate to each other what the words mean and try and make it make sense, you can then discuss if there's any sort of confusion, Les Abs is definitely indie. To me, indie smacks of poor quality perfumery. And I mean the actual execution. That's what indie is to me. To me, indie's a 4-letter word. Indie perfume is dangerous, or potentially dangerous, and it's made with no oversight, regulation, no thought given to quality per se, and it lacks expertise. That's what indie means to me. Interpretations can vary, but everyone else's is wrong. Oh dear. What am I doing? The semantic decision is Rich indie niche or designer. Rich is vintage. Rich went off years ago. Rich has turned and is quite possibly poisonous and should really be buried in the desert, away from all possible interaction with any form of life. Rich is duck designer. Niche brand. Rich is vintage designer. Niche brands that people love that you consider abysmal. All of them. All of them. Oh, hey. Rich's designer. Rich's Bond number 9 wearable. No, they're all shit. They're all absolutely woeful. There was a time when Bond number 9 were comfortably the worst niche house in the world. Rich is a duck. Rich is non-binary. Jesus, what the fuck? Who's McGill? Cheers for that, mate. No, I'm not. Mr. GMT, 5 Australian. Keep it up. Cheers, man. Thank you. I appreciate it greatly. The people have been very kind. Curtis No says, hey, Rich, are there massive differences between Bellamy and Bellamy Vetiver by Hermes? Unfortunately, they don't carry Bellamy Vetiver here in Japan, so I was curious. Yes, there's a gigantic vetiver running right through the middle of Bellamy Vetiver, and I know that sounds flippant and like a quip, but like imagine Bellamy, right? And then just with vetiver, like not a transparent, but like a translucent, like a dark green, emerald green vetiver in there. It's not smoky per se, but it fits in really well with the profile. I think that was actually one of there was Equipage Geranium and there was Bellamy Vetiver, and I think what Jean-Claude Lena did with those two perfumes is actually some of his best stuff he did at Hermes. Because he took two perfumes that had been around a long time and he just changed them 1 degree and made them both very worthy, very good perfumes. What are quality indie brands that beat your definition? Rich's top notes are slightly off-putting, but the dry down is gorgeous. Rich is off. Rich has gone off. Completely gone off. Antoine Lee runs an independent brand, was nominated in the indie category. Outrageous. Welcome, Certy Danny. How are you? Certy Danny burning a little cafe candle. New Harlem is the only good one. New Harlem is actually the only good one. You're absolutely spot on. From Certy Danny's got that as well. I sent him some of that. Certy Danny, yeah, you're absolutely right there, Jared. Actually, New Harlem is the only good one. The rest of them are just foul. They smell like art. They smell like indie perfume to me. But they'll charge you $300-400 a bottle for the privilege, and that is actually worse. That because it's egregious, because it's like being slapped in the face. It's like not only are we giving you shit perfume, but you're going to pay top fucking dollar for it as well. Pat Cooper Square. I'll never forgive Max 40 for that, you know. I will never forgive him for that. Sorry, Max. You know the feeling when you got a scent on a strip, when you got a scent strip on your desk that you cannot stop smelling and smiling? That's Iris Poudre for me right now. I've got the pre-Estee Lauder version, and it's really quite different. Rich is rubber. He's a condom. Rich is not. You're a weapon, Lilith. I have been loving what Antoine has been doing at Eris's darling perfumer. Sold my M-XXX. Something about that animalic growl just blah, blah, blah. Mr. GMT says, fragrances in people's tasting fragrances. This subjective. Yes, it is. It's absolutely subjective. So if you had a fragrance channel, anyone, and you were sat discussing the same perfumes and the same topics I am, you could give completely different answers and they would be just as legitimate. It's just on my channel, when I discuss them, that's what I say. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm right. Where am I? Next cheap bottle for sale, I'll find I will send to you says often linked. The link. Followed by kerosene as the much nut, says Danny. It is so good. Max 40, of course, what a wanker, says Jared. Weapon, that is a UK term that cracks me up. Weapon's a great movie. Danny. Certain Danny. Right, I've done me 2 hours and I'm battered because I'm old and I'm fucking cabbaged. Thank you very much, everybody. That's happened a few times tonight, hasn't it? You know what I mean? I'm getting droppy. I'm getting dropsy in my old age. Right, I'm off. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. He's battered like his pancake ass. Shut up. Thank you, Mr. GMT, my sexy brother. We will have Mr. GMT on here one day. He is a big fan as well. Loves his Zerjoffs and his Louis Vuittons. But I will get him on to Les and Demodable. I just need to find out where you can get them in the old outback. He's in the Australia. That'll be fun. We'll get Certi Danny on here as well. Oh, and that is me. I am cabbaged. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for keeping me company. I am going to lie down, my natural habitat. Good night. Ooh.